And a big hello and thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We go harness racing at Albion Park on Saturday night, and we have feature racing because we've got our first juvenile feature of the season, the Changeover Classic. That will come through as race number 6. A field of 9, 4 have already gone to the races once before, but 5 first starters. It's going to be an intriguing race. It always is with the new talent on display. So that's the Changeover Classic, race number 6. All in all, though, it's another really strong program at headquarters this Saturday night. In this edition of Weekend Winners, I plan on catching up with Pete McMullen and Narissa McMullen, both part of the new Drivers Silks promotion, and that was to the fore last Saturday night, and it continues again this weekend. All eyes were on Queensland harness racing last Saturday night when we launched the new drivers' colours, which were taking place for the first time at Albion Park. 6 drivers over the next 6 months are all sporting their own individual silks, and it looked pretty cool when you look at Sky Racing and the vision that was provided last week. One of the drivers that is participating in this trial is Pete McMullen, and he joins us first up today. Pete, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
Did it feel as good as it looked?
Yeah, I think so. I've been a big fan of drivers' colours quite a while, and lucky enough not to have too much difference. But yeah, it's certainly the way of the future, and hopefully for punters to be able to really pick out a driver and follow a driver and get the most exposure possible.
Well, as we know, 6 drivers have been chosen. What's the feedback been like just in the last couple of days?
Well, you know, the main thing is we stand out, and yeah, that was sort of the whole goal of it and the aim of it. So we certainly do that, some more than others, and hopefully turnover goes up and hopefully it creates more revenue for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly looked good, there's no doubt about it. So we'll see you again in these silks on Saturday night. Leader Peter, the form this week's been good, so you must be happy with the way you're seeing things out there on the track?
Yeah, I think that's an important part with the you know, the whole other side of the drivers' colours. You know, with they have a lot of statistics coming up on Sky Racing, which, you know, if we can keep good form, it's going to certainly attract more people betting on us.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a great book on Saturday night. 8 of the 9 races you are participating in. And let's start with the first. Always a good place to start. Sir Julian is your drive. You know this guy really well. He performs really well under your driving each and every time he's combined. Last start third, the run was good. How does he sort of shape up here?
Yeah, it's sort of probably a bit of a tricky sort of draw for him in the middle there, so we're probably going to need a little bit of luck at some stage, but he's certainly racing well, and, you know, has been racing well for a long time. You know, he just probably needs a few things to go his way.
Yeah, you've got speed to your inside, speed to your outside. It does look tough though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, but hopefully we can negotiate a clean passage somewhere and hit the line strong.
Okay, race 2, Feel the Rain. This guy, he's just cool because when the chips are down, he stands up and he takes one for the team. He got the job done last time out. He's just a good horse to have in the stable.
Yeah, he certainly is. You know, he's been a super little horse to Chantal and I, and more or less, yeah, he sort of stands up when we need him. So, you know, he was a good win last week, good time. Obviously this week, up in class a bit, back into the Saturday night class of racing, but, you know, he never lets us down, so expecting a good run again.
Okay, it is a step up in grade, drawn there in the middle, gate 5. Do you think you've got enough speed to cross, or are you looking at going back pretty much at the start?
Well, you know, he has got really good gate speed. Opted not to use it last week, and it planned out really good. So we'll just have to really weigh it up as the gate leaves and see what everyone else wants to do, and see if we need to sort of use that speed or if we can just get a nice spot there somewhere close and handy.
You were laughing at the fact that I said, are you going back at the start?
Exactly right, Chris.
Okay, I've got to stop asking that question. Race 3, you've got a second row draw here, so there's no option. Miss Golden Fortune, she looked awesome last week.
Yeah, she you know, had the 3 runs in Queensland, and each start just got bigger and stronger, and last week was, you know, she just powered over him and was very strong to the line.
This is probably a touch harder, no doubt, but she's got a nice trailing draw, and it looks like that front line's going to generate good speed.
Yeah, obviously it's, you know, quite a big step up in class. She's sort of gone from the mares and racing the mares to, you know, racing both sexes, and but, you know, if she races how she did last week or even a bit better, she's certainly with a good chance.
What's her best pattern? Have you been able to work that out at this point in the 3 runs?
No, we probably haven't really found her best pattern yet. I think we've sort of driven her pretty different every time, and which I think is a plus. You know, she's got gate speed, she can come off the pace. It sort of doesn't seem to really matter what we do. She just sort of, you know, gives her all and races well.
Craig Mckinnis, wily conditioner, he can get one to go.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good strike rate.
Yeah, absolutely. Will the Wizard, this is a fascinating runner here on Saturday night. Race 4, number 7, it's the outside gate, but he's back from Sydney, back from that Chariots of Fire campaign. Just on that, terrific. The fact that he was able to qualify for that Group 1 feature and he performed really well in the main race itself. You would have been really proud of his efforts.
Yeah, it certainly was. You know, his individual times are really good, and you know, we sort of went away knowing that he was just a little bit below them really good ones, and he showed he can go with them, and probably still is just a smidgen off them top class ones. But he certainly didn't sort of disappoint us much at all. And this week it's going to be a bit tricky. He's got a wide gate over the trip, which probably isn't his ideal distance. But you know, as much as he is up in class, he's going to probably feel a little bit easier at the same time.
Okay, fitness-wise, where is he at going into Saturday night?
Yeah, look, it's certainly, you know, he probably certainly isn't 100%. You know, with the tries just around the corner and possibly even a Rising Sun sort of campaign. So we sort of haven't got him peaked just yet. So you know, he's first up, and probably going to have to sort of judge him on that as well.
Okay, well, that's Will the Wizard in race number 4. Race 5, Recipe for Dreaming. He was a scratching on Tuesday, flooded in, couldn't get there. Will that be vital in the fact that he missed that run on Tuesday going into this race on the weekend?
Yeah, it possibly could be with this guy. You know, he obviously races pretty regular and seems to back up really well. But, you know, in saying that, his form prior, that was really good. And I think his run, it was last Saturday night, he raced really well. So fingers crossed he can sort of repeat one of those efforts.
You've got plenty of speed drawn to your inside here, in particular with the Rock and Roll Classic drawn gate too. It could be a little tough for him on Saturday night though. Yeah,
I'm probably just going to have to play it out and try and, you know, give him a really good trip, and hopefully he's not too far off the pace.
Would you prefer him at the mile rather than the 2100?
Yeah, possibly, but you know, he sort of just runs a very honest race, sort of no matter what sort of you know, distance or field.
Okay, race 6, this is the Changeover Classic for 2021, our first feature juvenile of the season. Got to go milking. He was well fancied first up when third. He's got to overcome gate 7 here on Saturday night, but it was a pleasing debut.
Yeah, well, you know, we're really pleased with him. You know, his manners probably weren't perfect, but I think we can work on that and improve a bit there. And, you know, he's still learning, and we're still learning about him at the same time. And this week it's a strong race, and the gate really hurts, so it's going to make it very tough. But we're in it, and you've got to be in it to win it.
He looks like he can be a little bit revvy at times. What about being under lights for the first time?
Yeah, look, we've sort of spent all year sort of keeping him pretty casual, and you know, so far we're sort of going all right. But yeah, he certainly probably could rev up pretty easy.
It looks a very hard race to sort out. 5 first starters, 4 that have raced. I Am Sparta looks the best of those that have raced, and looking at the trial form of those that are unraced, they read quite impressively as well.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to sort of line them up, but you know, a lot of these horses have come out and trialled in pretty good time, so we could be in for a really good race here.
Okay, race number 7. This race for the mares, Adrenaline Rush, a last starter runner-up. It's not ideal, gate 6. It's a little wide, but she's close to a win. Could Saturday night be her night?
Yeah, the gate hurts a little bit, but her run last week was really good. So, you know, if she can get a trip in, she does race best off the pace. So, you know, with a little bit of cover or a live helmet, she certainly could be running over at the finish. Okay,
well, that's Adrenaline Rush there in race 7. You can sit out race 8. You can come back for the last, race 9. Greg the Great, you know this guy well. What did you make of the effort last week?
I was probably a little bit disappointed with him last week, you know, when you're all things considering, and he's a track record holder over that distance and certainly run well below that. So, you know, a few starts prior to that though, he'd been pretty good just without much luck. So, I think there can sometimes be 2 of him, and hopefully the right one shows up Saturday night.
Okay, it's a big difference, isn't it? A mile mobile start last week, and this week back to the stand. He's off a handicap 20 metres, and it's 2600. So it's a good test.
Yeah, it certainly sort of makes it tricky, and I think the week prior to that was over the marathon. So, yeah, these trotters, they've got to really sort of be very versatile. They've got to sort of be able to, go from the stand, mobile, short, long. It sort of makes it tricky on them, but I suppose that's the way it's got to be to give them more chance of winning in turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Busy night for you on Saturday night, 8 of the 9 races. Which horse are you looking forward to sitting behind most?
I'm probably looking forward to Gotta Go Milking. It may not be my best chance of the night, but I really get excited this time of year for these these 2-year-olds and seeing what you got and seeing how good they are.
Okay, well that's race 6, number 7. Gotta Go Milking in the Changeover 2-year-old classic. Pete, as always, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries, thank you.
It's been a busy week for Narissa McMullen here, there and everywhere, but she joins us on Weekend Winners to go through her book of drives on Saturday night, and she's with us now. Narissa, appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
We kicked off the drivers' colours last Saturday night, and off to a flyer as well. You were straight into the thick of the action with 28 black scoring. Rocket Riss, as it says there on your silks, they stand out. How did you find it?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was good to get a winner in them on the first night. It's always a little bit of a worry if you can't win in them. Feels a bit unlucky, but no, they had plenty of luck getting that win straight up. So really enjoyed the drivers' colours. It's a great initiative.
And just talking to the other drivers that are involved, there's 6 of you in total. It looks like all of yous are right behind it, and looks like it went off without a hitch there last Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks great on the TV too. They all stand out. Everyone should be able to pick out the drivers really well.
Excellent stuff. Well, as I said, it was a busy week because you shot down to Tasmania last Sunday, defending champion for the Australian Female Drivers Championship. You won the title 2 years ago in Brisbane. You gave it your all, you run second, and if you were to be beaten by someone, it was your little sister Danielle.
Yeah, if I was going to be beaten by anyone, it was good that Danielle could beat me and keep the win in Queensland. It was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You enjoyed the time down there?
Yeah, it was a great trip and good weather as well.
Excellent. Well, let's hope that you can find plenty of winners on Saturday night. They've got you there all night on Saturday night. Races 1, 3 and 9, so the first and last. Let's talk about Clarry in race number 1. He's got gate 5. It looks a little sticky on paper, but if he gets the right type of run, he can always threaten.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of luck, but he's definitely capable of winning a race like this if a few things go his way and there's plenty of speed on.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to generate speed. Our Bondi Beach can run the gate. I'm a Sports Star Paravani, and then you've got a horse like Secret Agent Tycoon out in gate 7. There should be good constant pressure, so that's going to suit Clarry.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be finishing off really well.
Okay, well that's race 1, number 5. 28 Black, your winner from last Saturday night. No surprise that he was able to do it in that manner, but on Saturday night it looks a little tricky because gate 7 doesn't read all that well on paper.
No, a bit of a tricky draw, but he showed last week he can be driven versatile. He settled really well last week, so probably just needs a little bit of luck from the draw, but he showed some good speed late in the race last week as well and still had a little bit left on the line.
How pleasing was that for you and trainer Steve Senior, the fact that you were able to drive him with cover and he was able to respond in that way that he did last week?
Yeah, that was very pleasing. The start before, he just revved up and just things went wrong. So to do that last week, it was just really good that he settled so well and was able to finish off like he did.
At this early stage, how do you sort of play it? Do you have a little bit of a look early, or are you going straight back?
He doesn't have brilliant early speed. It'd be perfect if we could just slot in somewhere, but yeah, we'll just have to sum things up pretty quickly at the start.
Okay, is he capable of going back to back?
Yeah, I think he is capable, but just needs a little bit of luck in the run.
Okay, that's 28 Blank in race number 3. The last race is the trot, and your own runner here, God of Thunder. He's second up. He was first up last time out at 2,138 metres, and that was his first start since the DJA final. What were the expectations and what pass mark did he get, if at all, first up?
Just probably a bit of a fitness thing first up. He stepped away really well and we found the front. I kept them chasing, but yeah, just run out of fitness that last little bit. We step up to the 2600 this week, which probably isn't his favourite distance, but usually Menners are on his side, so that's a bonus, and we got the good draw, so we'll see how we go.
Have you poured the work into him since that first up run?
Yeah, he's had plenty of work since that first up run. His work's been good, so hopefully he's a bit better for that.
It looks like your main dangers are going to be giving you a good start because they're all off the handicap. So can he sort of take it all the way here at the longer trip?
Yeah, probably can't do it like I tried to do it last week. I'm going to have to get a few steady sectionals in there somewhere, but I think he is better for that first up run, so hopefully we can go close.
Okay, he's a pretty talented type. You look back at his record last year or last season, he did a really good job with you here in Brisbane, so he's more than capable.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's the other 3 drives for you on Saturday night. Which one are you looking forward to most?
Probably Clarry.
Clarry, race 1, number 5, will take the tip. Rocket Risk. Really appreciate the time. We'll see you in action on Saturday night.
Thanks, Chris.
A big thanks to both Pete and Narissa McMullen, and we wish them the best of luck there on Saturday night. Time now to find a good thing for this program. I like the chances of race 7, number 1, Max Mareta. Yes, she's down on form numerically, but this race looks tailor-made for her on Saturday night. She's a capable type. She's drawn barrier 1. She's got a speedster on her immediate outside in Blue Ivy. I think she's going to be in the right spot at the right time. So race 7, number 1, Max Mareta, the best bet for me on this program this weekend. So if you are gambling, please do so responsibly. 9 races, and action gets underway at 5:43. Changeover Classic Race Night this weekend. We'll see you trackside.